Good morning, everybody. Oh God, okay. I gotta get situated, as always. It's good to see you guys. It's raining here on this hump day. It's hump day. I'll put some, not that it matters. I have not a drop of makeup on my face, and I'm like, I'm gonna put some lip gloss on, whatever. This color is called Dolly. How's everybody doing today? It is raining. It took me a little bit longer than I wanted to get here this morning, but boy, do I have a message. And I'm so tired of hearing about Karen Reed. It is... Who's tired of hearing about Karen Reed? Press 1 in the chat. Good morning, Lexi Texie. Hey, Newfie. Hey, Roxy, Poppy Red Mustang, Donna, Rhonda. Good to see you guys. Thank you so much for being here with me every morning. I appreciate you guys more than you know. It is super duper early for most of you guys, and I'm not a morning person, so I can't say that I would do the same for you. I'm sorry. Good morning, Marie. Good to see you guys. So, what's your message? I'm gonna get to it. If you see my thumbnail, you're not missing out on much, Poppy Red Mustang. Basically, you're missing out on being gaslit, so I'd say you're not missing out on much. It's day 20 in the Karen Reed case, and she just keeps being proven as the one that did it. And the more time that goes by and the more evidence that's shown, the more people that I once respected triple down with their, I don't even know what to call them. It's like they respond with, I know you did, but what am I? Like, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's just so frustrating that I hate that I'm even talking about it. But I was talking about it with Jimmy last night, and I was like, well, how is it that so many people can be so wrong? Like, why are so many people this invested in this woman who clear as day has a drinking problem? Does Baby Gap walk with a cane? Apparently he does. I saw that yesterday too, and I was like, were you out drunk driving? I mean, it's this type of people that we're discussing, so like, both have DUI type charges, and so like, it's not far-fetched to think like he got some type of altercation and hurt himself, and possibly most likely was drunk. Good morning, Helena. But that's me being extra judgmental. I know, you know, bad me, how dare I. We've got Karen Reed, ironically, this past weekend, we got Karen Reed in a designer pizza t-shirt. Okay. Her brother was on a video and asking donors to not buy a whole pizza and to buy a slice instead and help them with their donation. While she wears a designer pizza t-shirt that was like retailed at $325. Mind you, you can find one at like a retail resale shop for like $98, but still, it's a white t-shirt with like pizzas on it. I mean, she was out with her lawyer, who's got a small child and a wife at home. Mind you, it's like wife number 5 or something, Chris Proudfoot Jr. But they're at Whole Foods with clear as day Grey Goose bottles in their shopping bag, like visible in the picture. Somebody took a picture of them because, you know, at this point, this is a very, very high profile case in their little area. Like, that's probably the most attention that area's gotten in such a long time. You know, they don't know what to do with themselves. But every time she goes out, she has to know somebody's there with a camera. Thank you, Lexi Texie. It's a floating heart. I love it. Thank you so much. And so they get pictures together. And on MSM, I saw yesterday, actually, it's like alleged that they're having an affair. And I'm like, what are you doing? During Alan Jackson's cross, that's Karen Reed's attorney, she'll like call him over, and then you see when he gets up to go cross-examine somebody, she scoots a chair over closer to her. It's like, it is weird as shit. Good morning, Tina the True Crime Turtle. I love that name. And so basically her world is crumbling around her. She's seen almost at least once a week with some type of alcoholic beverage. Nobody around her is like, hey, Karen, maybe you need to get help. We should probably get you to rehab so that it looks better to the public that you're getting help and that you realize that you have a problem with alcohol. But no, we're all like, we have blinders on, pretending like we don't see the fact that Karen Reed has clearly got an alcohol problem, while we're pacifying her in the murder trial for her ex-boyfriend. Like, make it make sense. She says from her own mouth, I hit him. And the person that points out that she said she hit him is the bad guy. They're on trial. And so many people excuse it with like, well, they were drinking too. Okay, but two wrongs don't make a right. What happened to that? Nobody cares about that anymore? Hey, Laura. Good morning. People are so easily brainwashed, they don't see what's in front. And that's my actual message today. It's literally like, okay, those of you guys that think social media is fun and you love it and it's here to help you and you can Google anything you want or order anything you want, it's at your fingertips. The internet was not made for that. So anytime that you think a big organization or corporation or big company with lots of money and power, anytime you think that they're out here trying to help you, they're not. And I learned that the hard way as being an EMT in the medical field. Somebody called a patient a customer, and it was like, what? And I started to really get a big wake-up call, which is kind of why I don't do it anymore. I still want to really help people, which is why I don't really feel like I enjoy every day. It's like, I do bland customer service type work, but it's like, I truly want to actually help people, and I don't believe it's possible to do that because nobody really wants to truly do that anymore, and it starts with the whole company, and the system as a whole is broken. Like, I could literally talk all day, but the internet was not made for people to gain wisdom, for people to have absolute perfection at their fingertips. It was made to, I believe DARPA was who funded Facebook at first. So like, that's an example. And so when you think of internet, you think social media and social media influence, and what people look at on social media greatly influences what they do in daily life. It's classic groupthink and true confirmation bias for grown-ups to still believe that she is still innocent. Amen. But people that I respect, Vinnie Politan, what happened to you, my dude? Like, what in the actual, you used to be a respectable person that I would look up to, and I loved watching Vinnie Politan, and now I'm like, I've unsubbed his channel. I don't even want to see his videos. I'm like, Vinnie Politan, dude, you fell off. You fell in with the groupthink and got completely brainwashed by these people who are just pushing a narrative. I believe, and this is my opinion only, that in order for Karen Reed to have the support that she does, it was funded by some type of PR organization. And so what that means is that, how do I explain this? Let's see. Hold on. Jimmy said it the other day. The drummer from Hootie and the Blowfish. Nobody knows who that is. So a random man hired a PR team, and a bunch of people followed him around pretending like they were paparazzi, taking pictures of him, and said he was the drummer from Hootie and the Blowfish. Nobody knows who that is. And so it was actually believable to the public, and you'd see him going through airports, and these paid paparazzi wannabe people just snapping pictures behind him like, ooh, look at him. And then, you know, people that saw the paparazzi that saw him were like, oh, who is that? And then they thought, you know, let me fangirl this random human that's not really a celebrity that you think is a celebrity. And it just turned into like a bigger thing. It wasn't that big. But with Karen Read, it's like, I believe they had some type of PR organization fund her campaign to make her more appeasing to others. Because first of all, I don't know if it's MS or if it's resting bitch face. I have resting bitch face. I don't look relatable. I don't look like I'm a happy-go-lucky girl next door, kind human. If you see me in the public on the street, I'm mostly going to be looking like this. Now, does that look like a nice, kind person you want to walk up to? Some say yes, but a lot of people are like, no, you look kind of intimidating, mean, bitchy. Usually when I'm like focused on something, I'm like glaring, which it just means that I can't see good. But most people are like, oh my God, what are you glaring at me for? You know what I mean? Good morning, Melissa. And, not the singer, Helena, the drummer. Who's the drummer? Do you know the drummer? I bet you don't. But, basically, Annie is okay. It's okay, Annie. I love it. That's what I mean. So, like, they were able to utilize Hootie and the Blowfish drummer because, you know, nobody would know who that was. And they managed to convince some people, like, that he really was some type of, you know, celebrity. And he wasn't. So, I believe this is what happened with Karen Read in the very beginning because, like I said, she's not personable. She doesn't look like a friendly, cheery gal next door like that you want to go make friends with, in my opinion. To me, she doesn't. And then the fact that she's accused of driving intoxicated, possibly hitting her boyfriend in some sort of way, and then him, you know, being left in the snow and passing out. Well, so I believe what happened is they hired some type of PR team, and the PR people would come out and be some of the FKR people in the crowd with the picket signs and the, you know, marching band and whatever else they had. But, hey, Truth and Justice, it's made it to where one person got to another person, got to another person, got to a YouTube creator, aka influencer, and then it became a big web of let's spread the information of how great Karen is, how she's being mistreated, how she's being wrongfully accused, how she is being set up, how people are lying against her and she's an outsider, and this is a group of mob-like family members, which when we were in Canton, we met some of the guys at the pizza place, which one of the family members that are in question, I'm not even going to say names because I don't want to bring attention negatively to them in any way. This young man, I say young, he maybe 30s. I'm not sure how old he was, but it was not Colin. And he just was so genuine. I mean, it hurt my heart because he said basically that all these Karen Read people do is talk about him on the internet, that they couldn't keep workers at the pizza place because of what had been going on, like the continuous harmful just slander against the business. They couldn't keep workers there, and this is just a family friend, so it's not even one of the family members, but he just said how all the people online do is talk about how fat he is, and everybody knows who he is by his picture, so he can't really be out in public that great. And I mean, it hurt my heart because this man was just so grateful to have people there that were on his side. Because, you know, what had happened is that Jimmy went into the business and was like, you know, hey, I know you guys are having a hard time. We appreciate you. Don't lose hope. You know, just something. I don't know exactly what he said. I didn't go in with him, but I knew he was going to say something to the effect of, and I watched it all. And then they wanted to come out and say hi to me. So, the genuine just gratitude from this man was just, it was so heartwarming to see, because I don't feel that I gather that from Karen. It's like she just take while she's wearing a $3,000 designer watch or purse and asking other people to give you money, to give her money. And she's raised about $1 million so far. And I'm just like, it's not even about the money. It's about the principle. The fact that she could not take responsibility for simply maybe accidentally striking her boyfriend is just beyond me. But yesterday, we learned that the time that John O'Keefe's phone went into sleep mode and never woke back up again, and the time that her Lexus had an event in her vehicle where the car reversed drastically, quickly, those 2 times coincide with each other, to where John O'Keefe does not move from his final resting place. His phone does not move or activate again from that place. It actually drastically decreases in temperature, and her vehicle backs up at a certain spot. And then what makes me really happy is that her own words are being utilized against her. She did this interview thing, and then she did another documentary, and then she did another interview, and then she said something to the likes of, this is going to be my testimony, I get to finally say my piece, blah blah blah. And it's just like, please talk, please talk, because everything she says is so incriminating to her that it's being able to be played now on the stand in little clips, and you can't change it. It's her words. Like, they were arguing if she said she hit him. She's on her documentary tour talking about how, well, I know I said it, I just don't know how. I don't think they're saying it as many times as I said it. So she was arguing in the documentary that they're trying to say she said it 3 times and that she only said it 2 times. Okay, Karen, you still said you hit him. If your story was right and you claim you got to the house, you let him out, he got out, he walked towards the door, you may or may not have seen him peek his head into the door, whatever, and then she says she waited a few minutes, which that right there is simply a minute, and then you what, peeled off? She even says in the documentary that she was hoping that he would be like, hey Karen, wait, which he wasn't. He was happily ecstatic to get out and to have her leave him there, because at that point it seems as though he was just so over her that he'd rather be anywhere but in the vehicle with her. And she was angry. In my opinion, she floored it to kind of prove a point, because you know, I've done that. I've left an ex's house and floored my car in drive, mind you, and not drinking, but I can see it happening. I can almost envision it happening just because out of anger, and she can't seem to control her emotions. Her emotional responses are reactive. And so for all of these people to have all of this evidence and to see all these factual pieces of valid evidence at trial, and yet still say, well, this person did this, or this person that, or like, I mean, Vinnie Politan, I keep referencing him because, like I said, that's somebody that I respected. For him to say that the differential time between a satellite and a phone is questionable. Like, I'm starting to question your law degree. You might have to change your LinkedIn profile, Vinny, because I'm starting to really question your law degree at this point. I just can't. It's either people get bought, or they're so far into this groupthink that they have to fit in this way. I mean, I don't. Anne, I don't agree. I think people are smart. I still have hope in humanity, thankfully. And they're just showing proof of her guilt in her own words. Sorry about that. But if she does walk, it wouldn't surprise me. So, I think he got out, went to tinkle between. No, I don't even think it's like that. I think he got out. She couldn't believe he got out because she didn't want to go in. And she was trying to have a conversation. And she thought he would have a conversation with her instead of going out and trying to go party some more. And she just got upset that he got out, because like, even with, like I said, her own words, she's like, I thought maybe he would turn back around and be like, hey Karen, wait, and he wasn't. And so she gunned it, and you know, out of pure emotional reaction, just, you know. Okay, I understand that, Serafina. And that's where I leave the last question that I want to ask everybody, is that, let's say the investigation was done completely poorly, which it was. Let's be honest. And see, that's where I can say, like, I understand. The investigation had a lot of holes in it. There's a lot of questionable people, questionable actions, weird things going on. But she did it. So do you believe that just because Thank you, Lexi. Thank you for posting my Venmo. Thank you. just because the investigation was done maybe incorrectly. What I think happened, honestly, is I think Proctor saw that she was guilty because he was tasked to look through her phone. And I think she texted people saying that she did it and that he saw that. And that's why he had the instant attitude towards her. Very, very, very poor behavior. Nasty conversations with his friends and fellow workers about her. Very unprofessional. He got fired, and rightfully so. But that being said, does that give her the right to hit her boyfriend and then get off on it? Like, I mean, OJ got away with it. Casey Anthony got away with it. So I get it. It's totally possible. I'm not going to be heartbroken if she walks. I'm not that invested. At this point, it's more of an annoyance than it is enjoyment in watching the trial. I find it fascinating as to how many people she's been able to sway to her side just due to the bad policing. But for me, I always want to weigh everything in the end, and it's like, should she not be penalized at all for actually doing the deed and being guilty versus the cops doing a bad job and them being in trouble? I mean, everybody references Sandra Birchmore when they say, oh, like, look at the police corrupt behaviors in that area. The police are just bad in that area. I met police there, and the worst thing they did to me was misgender me from down the street. And that's funny because I love that for the clip channels. They're literally just laughing about how the man said, "Good morning, gentlemen." And then once he walked up closer to me, because he was like a football field away, he was like, "Oh, hi, ma'am." That was the worst thing. But they're all joking about it like I'm trans or whatever. You can say whatever you want to about me. I see you, and you know, it may sting for a second, but if that's how low you've got to go to make your point and to claim how bad I am based on that, I mean, it kind of makes you look worse than it makes me look. But that's the worst thing the cops did to me. They were kind. They were suggesting places for us to go sightsee. They were explaining to us why there were certain things in place for the buffer zone and whatnot. And so, I mean, I didn't find them to be overly wrong in their behaviors towards me. Thank you so much, Laura. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. But that being said, does that give her the right to just walk? And she won't walk. You're right. Civil case. She's gonna get that. You know what I mean? She's gonna get sued that way. So she's never gonna be free. But I mean, she walks. It is what it is. Money pays, money talks. Money gets you out of things, apparently. And, you know, it is what it is. She's Karen, and these people seem to love her, and she can do no wrong, even though her vehicle backup action was coinciding with the fact that John's phone stopped moving. And, you know, we're just gonna focus on the poor man's LinkedIn bio that he typed in freaking 20 years ago and that didn't update and whatever. I just... It's like, why didn't Alessi argue with the man about his information he provided? He had to harp in on his LinkedIn information to make him uncredible, which I have a LinkedIn. I open it every now and then. I have updated something, but not everything on the LinkedIn. And so I completely get why it could have been completely off, because mine's off. I mean, heck, Karen, if we want to do the whole, like, well, I know I am, but what are you? Karen's LinkedIn says she's got a job currently. So, like, I don't know. It's just so annoying at this point. Like I said, I hate that I'm talking about this case, but I had to say it. It's like, guys, can we please, like, if this was one of your friends or your relatives and you see they're drinking 24/7, every time you see them out, they're drinking, but yet they're focused on winning a trial that involves them drinking, please try to tell your friends or family, hey, maybe we need to get you some help. I mean, that's caring about somebody to me. It's not being against them. It's actually caring about them, trying to say, hey, look, you might have a problem. You have Crohn's disease, allegedly. You have MS. You have all these health problems, but you're out here buying Grey Goose with your lawyer who's married. It's not a good look. I don't know. Trying to discredit witnesses is all they have. I know, and if that's all that they have, that's truly terrible. And the fact that they're... it blows my mind, and I'm going to end it with that, but it blows my mind that they can literally be disproven and her guilt be shown on a giant screen TV and the whole room is like, we won today. Good job, everybody. Great job. You guys did so great. Everything's great. We're winning. Everything's good. And I'm like, did you watch the same shit that I just watched? Because that doesn't look like you're winning to me at all. Not even remotely. But like if they say that they're winning, to them it's like perception. They're winning in their mind. They're winning. So when they don't win, it's going to be like, you should have seen it all along, right? I don't know. If they went in the house, someone would get to... I know, that's what I mean, Justin. It's like there has to be like 60 people involved in this conspiracy to make this whole story work. You know, game of telephone, you tell somebody, hey, Donna's in the kitchen. And then the next person will say, hey, Lana's in the kitchen. And then the next person will say, Lana's in the pantry. And then the next person will say, you know, and it'll get distorted from every person to person to person to person interaction. And so for them to all keep the same storyline, have the same events reoccurring in their minds to retell to the court. Now, 3 years later, they all have the same story. They're all, and it's the medical examiner, the DA, the judge, the paramedic, the firefighter, Carrie Roberts, who has no association to their so-called mob boss family, they claim. Just, there's no reason. And ultimately, his family knows Karen enough to know her character. Like, if something, God forbid, it will not, but if something happened to Jimmy, his family that I know would know me well enough to know I would never, I love this man. I would never, I don't drink. If somehow some type of accident occurred, it wouldn't. But I couldn't live with myself. My conscience would not allow me to act the way she acts and pretend as if nothing happened. Even though I do believe she was drunk, she may possibly not even fully remember. But I do remember she knows. She remembers. But gotta run. On that note, thank you so much for being here with me. Try to be kind to somebody today. It's a lot harder than it is to be mean. And catch you guys on the flip side. You guys are the best. Bicycle.